How's it going, people? It is Liam Catterson here with another episode of iZombie. We're on episode number 9 of Season 2, as I guess we're at the mid-season finale for this season as we hit the halfway point territory. I'm expecting things to potentially get a bit ugly, especially with Liv and Major, considering the ending of the last episode. And, yeah, I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but I'm not expecting a happy reception. So, yeah, obviously, it all kicked off with Liv's personality last week, but obviously, once the personality fades, it's not like the memories are going to fade. So, there is still going to be that worry. And, yeah, I am really nervous to see how things are going to pan out between these two. So, yeah, especially with this being the mid-season finale. So, one can assume there's going to be some big moments that might stem from this episode. So, and one of them might entail a breakup of sorts between Liv and Major. So, yeah, that's going to be great. So why don't we get into this episode of iZombie 1, episode number 9 of Season 2. Let's go.
I'm the fog, and tonight...
Fog?
I'm thick with justice.
Oh my lord. So the CW are commencing their 500th superhero pilot. Eesh. Oh!
Imagine what it's like having that go on inside your head.
Sorry for interrupting round 3008, but we have a body, Liv.
Oh. I mean, you've got to come out with the truth about the whole zombie hunting sitch.
About scooching him forward.
You serious?
Were you thinking I'd lay the body bag out and wait for the fog to roll in?
Aww.
Cause of death is blunt force trauma to the head, but the guy was a mess. Show the world that one person can make a difference.
I just think it's kind of ridiculous.
Would you say that to Batman?
If he were real, yes, I would.
You should be a little more open to this.
Robert Pattinson comes in and he's like, vengeance.
Teacher or super...
Do you know what time it is?
It's time to be honest. That is some lackluster effort, buddy. I'm not saying you had to bring your A.
Oh. Unless it's him.
For future reference.
Both in the system.
You're not in the system. They are the system.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Rob.
Not really following.
There are bad people in this world.
Ravi is just impressed.
Put them in cages, expect them to change. They never do.
So no spice rack then.
Would be to aim a floodlight into the night sky with his logo burned into it. I'm sure he'd find you.
He was murdered last night.
This ain't
His
Gotham.
body was discovered not too far from here.
It may as well be, though.
City. Well, I should get back to the kids. We don't want them to find out the truth about me, now do we? You know, that I'm not really Santa.
No shit.
This is so bad. So bad, you gotta do something. Damn it, Donnie, I'm a brain dealer, not a doctor.
Well,
Who is this poor sap?
in another show,
Do you know who this is? Painted utopian the good doctor needs.
Not to mention that this cat will still be amongst the living.
He may rather be dead.
Tick-tock, Doc.
it's got to be done if you want a chance to progress with the cure. It's all for the greater good, I guess. Even though you don't want to do it.
Fogg thought he was the king of the superheroes, always bad-mouthing me to the others. Then I found out he's got a super team and doesn't ask me. Do you know how
Where
many
have
working
these
opportunities I was
guys
gonna lose out on if I
been
wasn't
in
included?
all this time?
You ever hear of snakebite? No. But I bet you can name everyone in the Justice League, can't you? I rest my
That's
case.
different!
Why was he assembling a team?
I need brains. Sorry, wow. I am really rusty at the Welcome to Team Z speech. I should have made pamphlets. You need
Presentation.
brains in order to stay functioning. If you don't, your mind goes with your flesh decays, all the tropes. But
You
don't need to
become
worry about that.
a stereotypical
I
zombie.
give you brains. You get a spray tan, a box of hair.
He said they were big-ass guns.
So what was the plan? We really didn't get to the hearing the plan part.
Mr. Boss, guns? That's some super dangerous stuff.
You disappoint me.
Yeah, that's what the fog said.
Fuck was this guy's just staring like, what the?
Day. I'm not taking.
Oh, someone's feeling
no idea how
festive.
they got him up there without anyone noticing. How tall do you think that tree is anyway?
20 feet of noble fir.
Damn. I mean, someone's got super strict
His
for.
throat was slashed.
Void.
Mr. Boss is calling.
Associate Donnie has been trying to locate this lost batch. He learned Drake might know something and let that information get into the wrong hands.
Whoops.
Something's burning.
Oh! Oh. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that would translate to someone's brains for a second there.
We just can't raid a place. There's a protocol. First comes probable cause, then comes a warrant.
I'm the probable cause.
Liv, you know how this works.
She's taking the vigilante route.
On psychic visions, we can't.
Babino, the uni sent to check on your mugging Vic. He's saying the door was wide open when he got there. Place
Love
was
the hero
ransacked.
music.
No sign of her.
Is she gonna be gone?
This is what
Yes! Typical hero shit.
Being a zombie hooker when you've eaten the brain of a Benedictine nun or a man with dementia, that is an extra level of devastating.
Shit.
A few weeks ago, I shot a deer.
This is sad.
I started being a vegan when I was 16, and Hunter brain made me kill Bambi. What? You want the honors?
Is he gonna try and convince Liv?
Reprehensible. I know I do.
You're not ripping me away from my life or loved ones. I have no one, and I already want to die. Should be your easiest job.
Feels so like her story is just.
We know a lot about you, Carlos.
Really.
We knew you show up at your cousin's looking
sad.
for an insulin. She's coming after you because you're witnesses.
No. That was Mr. Boss.
Yeah, had a
Me and Jerry
feeling.
were
No
on security at the poker
trail
game.
behind.
We screwed up, and Mr. Boss has a low tolerance for screw-ups.
You know, if someone wants to tell Mr. Boss everyone makes mistakes. There was this little feeling that it would be her.
Who the hell are you?
I'm vengeance. Woo! Now keep doing it. Why am I like this?
What are you supposed to be?
I'm
Nightmare before Christmas.
Holy shit, that is a badass line! Okay, now the Batman has awoken.
I don't want you coming after me.
Boom. Holy shit. Oh!
You're welcome.
Okay.
It's not like it's gonna hurt.
I feel so bad for her, I'm not gonna lie. Given
Liv,
how
you okay?
sad her life is
Judging
now
by the bump on your
in
head, you were clocked
zombie
pretty
world.
good.
Activity going on in my warehouse was trespassing.
There was a suitcase with what looked like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And visions of sugar plums danced in her
Oh
head.
no.
Mr. Boss says that Mary Contreras was about to shoot you. Is that true?
I mean, that is true, but fucking Mr. Boss.
For what it's worth, I'm not planning on pressing charges against her for trespassing.
You're not a cop, and I've been treating you like one.
Clive,
Oh,
Me,
Clive.
this strange relationship, it's over.
What? No! Hey! Wait, no!
I need this. This is my one thing.
Sorry, Liv.
No, you can't. You can't slice the knife on this connection.
I'm sorry, but how am I ever supposed to know which is which?
Can we just be honest for a moment? We both know, deep down, that this can't work. You love the woman I was before. You tolerate the woman I am now.
Here we go, folks.
Only temporary.
This break.
Are we breaking up?
Sounds like it.
We have to.
Merry Christmas, folks.
The reversion to zombie form was sudden and complete. There were no warning signs.
Oh!
If the cured rat regressed to zombie form, it's more than likely that at some point the cured humans will as well.
Yeah, Blaine Major.
Whatever hopes we've been able to muster. And if hope is indeed lost, what's left for our zombies to live for?
Oh, and that was a very, very iconic shot as well. So that's great. The cure is indeed temporary. I mean, this was indeed a possible worry that this might not be a permanent thing. And I mean, it could be a case of it will, like rats, they will turn back to zombie mode because their systems aren't as efficient as humans. Yeah. But I feel like that's not going to be the case. That, yeah, humans are going to get those who've been cured. They will suddenly revert back. Blaine Major especially. And not just that, though, but you've also got to consider what there's surely got to be a time difference in terms of because it's not going to be the same. I'm sure it's not going to be the same amount of days for the rats as it is for the humans. So maybe less, maybe more. Either way, this prompts a huge kickback in development, and yeah, something to keep an eye on, because this looks like it's going to be a temporary solution until we find a way to get the tainted utopium to be a permanent fixture. So it ended very, very bleak there, didn't it? Not just is Liv in a very vulnerable position in terms of having a part of her really stripped away, especially when she has to take on new personifications every week. And not just that, though, but she does help people out anyways, and now that's been stripped away from her. But now we have the prospect of Blaine and Major being reverted back. As we mentioned, the fact that there is a high, more than likely chance that the cure is temporary for humans, because it was for the rats. It's not looking good, but it's all a matter of how long does is there going to be a day gap difference between a rat and a human, considering the the biology between a rat and a human is completely different, etc. So, but yeah, it's it is not looking good. More than likely is there going to be a prospect where they're going to be reverted back. I just worried that I don't know how long it's been actually. I think it's been a few months, anyways, since the season 1. Well, when we started season 2, I think it was a few months since the season 1 finale. Give it a couple of more months for the duration of episodes 1 to episodes 9. So yeah, but still not looking good. So yeah, but Yeah, I thought this was a really, really cool episode, especially since the CW love to churn out they love to churn out superhero shows so much that let's adopt it on a non-superhero show just for why not. So yeah. And it's really funny though, because whereas Liv is not exactly your Green Arrow, your Flash or whatever, she's always a hero anyways, even without the costume, because she's able to take on these brains and she's able to solve crimes and put criminals away in her own in her own method. So you don't need the superpowers to become a hero, and this was her donning that superhero mantra, but also going a step beyond, and that's what got her and Clive's connection to just evaporate, because she broke into Mr. Boss's place, and it went all to hell, especially when she was told not to, and it was a step too far. So I'm assuming it's going to be a temporary thing, but it is going to be very interesting to see where things go for Liv as well, as Clive on his own. Maybe Dale will get involved to help him out. I don't know. But for Liv especially, there is this big purpose in her life working with Clive. And now that's been stripped away from her. So, and not just that though, but with the separation of her and Major, and not just that though, but what Ravi is going to what Ravi's going to say in regards to the cure being temporary, it's just looking like a rainy day on a Christmas weekend, right? So, it's just looking very, very bad at the minute for Liv. So, and this is the thing, she can't intervene now, because Clive is done. She can't intervene in terms of solving... unless she wants to be a vigilante, go right at it. But considering the brains she would have to keep eating every week, etc., that brain might not be in the mood to do some vigilanteing. So... and it's a real kicker for her because of the fact that she can't save people's lives, because that's intervening on Clive's operation. She's not partnering him anymore. So it's going to be very interesting to see what does happen in terms of Liv, and now that a part of her zombie life has been stripped away from her, and how detrimental to her to her emotions that's going to be. So, we already saw how disgusted she was turning that guy into a zombie. Granted, she was on superhero brains, vigilante brains, should I say. And, as a hero, you don't want to be doing stuff that you don't condone. But also, this was something that had to be done if we were to make strides forward with the cure. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's a kicker for Ravi as well, because of the idea that he is the one that is so hopeful, if anything, in regards to finding a cure. I think with Liv, there is this situation where she's pretty much accepted that this is the norm, and this might be something that might be incurable, and it pays heavy relevance to her breaking up with Major, and that's why you have Major so hopeful. Major's like, there will be a cure. He said the same thing to that zombie hooker, who, can I just say, I really loved her character, and I was really it was really sad, her story, because obviously we get to see Liv have a purpose, a meaning to being in this situation. Yes, it's not an ideal life, but she's out there saving lives and she's there saving more lives to those who have already lost, because she's putting away criminals. But we're seeing people who do not have that luxury, who have that empty void. So, and you know, with that zombie hooker, I guess she had a lack of purpose, and she was serving, I guess, people. She was sleeping with people on account of her pimp. So I was really curious. Like, there was a part of me that's like, are humans integrated into that? But I think it's it's strictly zombies that she is sleeping with. So there's no way of that, unless her pimp does have like a few humans in the mix. But no, I think it's strictly zombies that she's sleeping with, just to not cause any more kerfuffle, because obviously we've established the fact that zombies and humans can't really mingle. So, because that'd be bad, as we find out with Liv and Major. So, yeah, but yeah, it's just strictly zombies, and yeah, she is she is a zombie hooker. So, and not just that though, but I just really love that compassion she has, and you just feel so bad for her for her situation, because she just has that lack of life, being a zombie hooker, and being like just narrowed down into this into this life. Really, she can't enjoy the life she had before she got turned, and it got so much. It got so sad and so heartbreaking that she was ready to end it all, because she didn't want to live this life. And it is great that we're seeing this kind of perspective on another zombie that might not get the luxuries that Liv has, because Liv is out there, and that's why I'm very intrigued to see where things are going to go with that. With a big part of her being stripped away, it's going to be very intriguing to see where Liv's story and emotions go. But we're seeing a different perspective. Someone who just feels empty, and feels like that I should be completely dead. I shouldn't have been brought back, etc. So yeah, it is really, really sad. But I also really love the advice she gave to Major, and how she was being very, very compassionate, very caring, etc. And essentially gave Major a few lessons, really, considering that he has his own struggles in regards to Liv, and her emotions, and how difficult this is for her. So, and obviously getting another perspective on how heartbreaking and devastating being on certain brains can be, it opens a new perspective for Major. So, and because obviously with him being cured, although that might not be a worry soon, as we find out, he cannot gain that perspective of what Liv's going through. He had that moment as a zombie once, but that was like that was 2 seconds essentially, for our perspectives. Whereas we've dealt with Liv all this time, going from brain to brain, and with that hooker, yeah, she knows what it's like, and knows how devastating and depressing it can be, and she gives Major this perspective to look at Liv and be compassionate. And you know, as devastating as the breakup was in terms of Liv and Major, but not unexpected, I guess you could say, there is that hopefulness for Major, because he knows that there might be a day that these issues with the zombieism, etc., can be cured. He has faith in the cure. Liv might not as much. She's resignated to this scenario, but Major, he has a bit of hope. So yeah, but I really loved the zombie hooker. She was a very, very compassionate and a character that your heart just felt so bad for, really. So yeah, Mr. Boss, fucking dick. was ready to strangle him, and he's still creepy. So yeah, and you know, he just doesn't help the creepiness by dressing up as Santa because of his creepy personality that was presented prior. So yeah, but yeah, what a dick. But yeah, I really loved a lot of the scenarios in this episode and just how devastating things got, and I just love the heroism bit that we got. Like, even cliched shots, like the ending shot with Liv standing on a building, ominous, and yeah. What's great though, with that brain is I would, if I was a zombie and I had vigilante brains, I would just you know, keep as much of it as possible because hero life, woo. But what's also great is, obviously, we know that heroes can have, well, some heroes, not Batman, but some heroes like the Flash, like Superman, Hulk, etc. They have these, abilities, and they can possess abilities that abilities that Bruce Wayne might not have, for example, because he doesn't have any powers, whereas all the characters I mentioned, obviously, they do. And with Liv zombieing it out when she was in the place beating those people, you know, it's kind of like she's tapping into those superhero abilities, with the vigilante costume cloaking her, right? So that's what makes it kind of I don't know. Don't want to say on brand in terms of the hero life, because obviously we've had Marvel zombies, that didn't, you know, that ended like a oof. But no, it's kind of like having a superpower, because you got that adrenaline and you got that like push to beat harder, etc. So yeah, but no, I just thought that was very, very a nice little touch, I would say, considering some heroes do have those super abilities, and yeah, so, but yeah, I really, really loved the episode as a whole. Very, very great. And it will be very interesting, because I feel like this scenario with Liv is not only going to be detrimental, of course, to her emotions, but also it's going to allow her to potentially focus on Max Rager whilst she can't intervene on Clive's business. So I feel like that's the way forward for her, but obviously we're going to have an emotional side from her, with her having to end things with Major, and not just that though, but the good news that Ravi's gonna break. So yeah, and also the elephant in the room, her not being able to cooperate with Clive. So there's going to be an emotional emphasis, but I feel like this is going to focus on Max Rager now. So we'll take that down. I feel like those are going to be the focus for the next few episodes, and then maybe a step forward for the Cure. Who knows? But I feel like there might be a bit of hope come the end of the season. Might be wrong, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, superb episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!